What's happening, everybody? Michael here. Welcome back to another episode of Technoid. I am all decked out for the summer. Welcome back to part 2 of my little mini series of the Nothing earphones, or Nothing Ear 1. And today we're going to take a look at the brand new Nothing Ear 2. Now, these are the follow-up models to, as obvious, the Nothing Ear 1. I've already reviewed the Nothing Ear 1, so if you want to hear more information about that headphone, you can check out the previous review. I will have it up in the corner. I'll also have it at the end of the video, and I'll also post it in the description if you want to get a little bit of a synopsis of what we're going to be doing for this review. Now, being that this is a follow-up model, and because I don't have to go into too much details, I'm going to skim through a few things to get down to the things that are new and different. So if you want a little bit more of detail, again, check back the previous video for more details. Now we got that out of the way, let's start the review. Now, on paper, the Nothing Ear 2 are essentially a very similar version to the Nothing Ear 1. It all starts with the design, which is something that they've kept pretty much identical. There is a slight little tweak here and there with the aesthetics, but essentially it is the same design, the same charging case, with a minor tweak here and there. The emitter is still at the same positioning. The earbuds still connect as manually as they do. They also have that nice transparent design, which I think has become a staple of the Nothing Ears saga, I would say. In the back, there is a wireless charging pad, so you can wirelessly charge these, and surprisingly there was on the Nothing Ear 1, so I was just surprised the placement of it. But yes, there is wireless charging support, and also at the back of it you get the USB-C for your obvious wire charging, and then a pairing button and down below. Again, when you put them in your ears, they are again identical to the first generation models. They come with 3 different ear tips. They also have that same in-ear design. It's very similar to the AirPods Pro, but I do find that these actually stay in my ears a little bit better, maybe because it actually has the stem like on the inside. And then lastly, there is also, I would say, new certifications, as we found out that these are IP54 and the case is IP55 rated, so that means they do have sweat protection, so you're going to be very fine if they get dropped in water, etc. So overall, when it comes to the detailing and the design, it is again very similar to the first one with some minor tweaks and some improvements, but the real changes come on the inside. Alrighty, now let's talk about the major changes. Now, the major changes on the inside are very minimal in terms of minimalistic designs, but there is a significant difference, especially if you are an Android user. For starters, these do now have a brand new codec support, which is now for high-res audio. They're not using LDAC, they're not using Samsung's proprietary nothing. They're using LHDC. Now, LHDC is a semi kind of new codec that's been out there, but not widely adopted in terms of codecs. Of course, Android is there, but not many headphone makers and others use this codec, but it is certified for high-res wireless audio if you have an Android, so it will work. And if you have a Nothing phone, it will also work as well. But on top of that, we've also got some more information with the battery life and also the way that the earphones work. So taking a look at the battery life, essentially they are very similar, but they do have a few differences. For starters, it is now rocking 6 hours with 36-hour playtime. Some reports suggest that if you turn the ANC and active noise canceling off, you can achieve a little bit more, but I have found that myself. With ANC on, you can get about 5 hours. So 6 hours without it, 5 hours with it on, but in my testing, they seem to be about the same. Again, the charging case gives you a total of 36 hours. And of course, again, as I said, the codec inside is all new, but now we get to the biggest changes as well, the touch controls. Now, the touch controls are adapting the gesture, so you can squeeze and you can gesture with them just like before. And one of the cool things that they now allow you to do is you can now have prefixed and fixable changes. So that, like the previous one, they were preset and you couldn't change them. Now you have the option to do so. So it is a lot more customizable. They do feel very similar to the AirPod Pros in terms of the gestures, but I would say that these are a little bit more fine-tuned, because the AirPods Pro, they do work seamlessly, but of all the gestured third-party headphones that I've used, I think these ones have been the closest to the AirPod Pros. So when it comes to the specs, I mean, if you want to throw it out there too, it has Bluetooth 5.3, so just gonna throw that out there, but I know a lot of you don't really care about that. The tech-savvy guys do. But the main thing you probably want to know is the audio, so we'll get to that in just a moment. But overall, when it comes to the features and of also the gestures, it's pretty good. not bad. Now comes the audio quality. Now you guys know with all of my reviews, I try to give you the most accurate, if possible, sound that I can produce out of this with my equipment. So here is a sound sample for you guys with some copyright-free music. Again, gotta get that money, no offense, but somebody's gotta pay bills around here. This is a microphone check of the Nothing Ear 2. This is what they sound like in a regular environment, in this case, my basement. Comment down below. Let me hear your thoughts. What do you think of the microphone quality on the Nothing Ear 2? Again, comment down below, let me know. So first thing I will tell you is that these do have a much better sound than the previous Nothing Ear 1. Not only are they more open, it feels a lot more clearer. Now, I did say before when I reviewed the first ones that the Nothing Ear 1s had a very similar sound stage to the AirPod Pros. And that's the same case with this, as they sound very similar to the AirPod Pro 2s. However, though, I would say that these are a little bit better in terms of the high end, because the AirPods Pro have better bass in my opinion, but the mids, the trebles, and the high ends all come out just slightly a little bit more better on the Nothing Ear 2s. This is without any tweaking of the EQ of any kind. Just out of the box, the EQ, it sounds great. But the biggest thing is now you not only have your prefixes that you can also choose in the app, which we'll get to in just a second, but now you have the option to make your own customizable EQ. This is a new feature for the Nothing Ear 2s. It's not available on the Nothing Ear 1s. Sorry, previous users. But I will say it also gives you a new feature which is similar to what Soundcore does. It is also their version of Hear ID, where essentially it will give you a soundstage, you'll hear different frequencies of sounds, and then based on your hearing, based on what you can hear and what you can't hear, it will fine-tune the audio and make a profile that is based on your hearing. So that is a very, very good advantage, and it's actually one of the few headphones doing this along with Soundcore, so I gotta give them a lot of respect for that aspect to making it more customizable. But overall, when it comes to the sound quality out of the box, it is actually very, very good. There are a few leakages here and there, but nothing significant enough for me to say that they're muddy or just quiet. They are pretty good. I can't even lie to you, they are pretty good. Now we get to the app quality, and this is where the app features gives you more I would say more customizable options in terms of the previous gen. You get more features, you get more fine-tuned features comparatively. You'll see all of them on your screen as you're looking, but one of the most notable, like I said, you can tweak the EQ, you can do the Hear ID, but also with the noise canceling and the transparency, which we'll discuss in just a second, they now allow you to get the strength. You can get personalized ANC where it adapts to your environment. You could choose how strong or how soft you want it to be. The transparency is improved. I will say that the clarity is a little bit more open, but it's still not as open as I wanted. The active noise canceling is a lot better this time around, but it's not on that level of AirPods Pro. And lastly to talk about is the controls. Now, the controls, again, the squeeze features are very good, but one feature that they removed that they had from the previous model that I was kind of surprised that they took away was the sliding mechanism for the volume control. I checked all the settings, I tried to see if maybe it was just something you toggle on. They removed it. Now, maybe it's because they wanted to get more in there with the gestures, but that was a really cool feature, especially for a headphone that did it before Apple. So I kind of thought that they would have kept that. But either way, the gestures work very well. You know, you have your simple squeeze. One is play and pause. 2 times to skip, 3 times to backtrack, and then if you squeeze it 2 times and hold, you can then program it to do whatever you want. So overall, when it comes to the app is actually a lot better this time around, and it does give you a lot more options and variety, in my opinion. So overall, what do I think of the Nothing Ear 2? Well, listen guys, the Nothing Ear 2 is a great follow-up to the previous model. If you have the Nothing Ear 1, there is a lot here that I can say that is recommendable for you guys to get, because you're getting better sound quality. If you're an Android user, you're gonna get better sound quality by wireless with that new codec. And also if you're an iOS user using these are a great follow-up. The battery life is a little bit better, the ANC is a little bit more customizable, the transparency is also a lot better, the sound quality is great. There are a lot of positives here, and that new Hear ID is also a great positive. But my negatives that I have with it, my few personal negatives is, number one, I don't necessarily like the design of the ear tips. This was an issue that I had with the first one. I kind of wish that it was a little bit more grippier in terms of how it stays in your ear. That's my first negative. Another negative that I have is that I truly think that it could have been a little bit better on the battery life. I feel like 5 hours with ANC on is just, it's okay, but I feel like 6 hours would have been a little bit better. I also think that the responses, especially with the sound quality, the treble can come in a little bit sharp, and also the ANC still isn't as strong as I would like it to be. But overall, with those said, they are a great pair of earbuds, and for only $50 more compared to the first generation models, they are definitely a very good upgrade. But the question is, are they better than other headphones? Well, that'll be up to you guys to decide. I'm just here to give a review, but I will tell you there is another headphone that is whipping into wings that just came out and is potentially might have it beat in some areas. And it's from our buddy Soundcore, so we'll have to wait and see. But with that being said, just to tie you in for the next episode, overall, the Nothing Ear 2s are a great follow-up to the first generation model. I highly recommend them if you already own the Nothing Ear 1s. There is a lot here for the upgrade, and I also think it does give you a lot more features and a lot better sound overall. I do have my negatives, but overall, for $150, I recommend it. So that's it for the video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, hit the like button. If you disliked the video, you can hit the dislike button. That helps circulate my videos as well. As always, everyone, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you all in the next episode. Have a great rest of your day, guys. Take care, stay safe, have a good day, and peace!